Slope and equation of a line. In this video, we're going to see what do we mean by a slope and how do we write an equation of a line. First of all, let's define what is a line. So it's a set of points forming a straight path on a plane. Always, the slope between any 2 points is always equal. And we represent a line by a linear equation or a linear function. Now we can write a line in 3 forms: the standard form, or the slope-intercept form, or the point-slope form. So these are the 3 formats of writing a line. Now we have types of slopes. So if a line is falling from left to right, the slope is negative. If it's rising from left to right, so if a line is rising from left to right, the slope is positive. If it's vertical, the slope is undefined. And if my line is horizontal, the slope is 0. So what can you tell about the slope? It describes the direction of a line. Now we have a formula for the slope, the rise over the run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Keep in mind, x1, y1, x2, y2 are the coordinates of 2 points given. So we have 2 points and we need to find the slope. So first we're going to graph the 2 points. Now we know the slope is the rise over the run. So we're going down by 4 units, that's -4, and we're going to the right by 8 units, that's 8. Therefore, the slope is -half. Now there's another method also. We can go up by 4 units and to the left by 8 units, that's -8. And again, by plugging the rise over the run, we're going to get again -half. Now we have the same points and we need to calculate the slope. So we're going to refer to that formula. We always represent the slope by the letter M. Now we're going to label my coordinates. And keep in mind, if anybody switch the points, he will get the same slope. Now we're going to replace x1, y1, x2, y1, and x2, y2 in the formula. So notice now, using calculation, we get the slope as -half. So first we found the slope using the graph, and now we find it using the formula. Another example, we need to find the slope between these 2 points given. So first of all, we're going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. And we're going to substitute this in the formula. Now the slope here is undefined. Let's see what type of line whose slope is undefined. So we're going to use the same points we have and we're going to graph them to see that line. So these are the same point that we previously calculated the slope. And we notice they belong to a vertical line. So any vertical line has undefined slope. And notice any point on that line will have a coordinate, x coordinate of 5. So keep in mind, any vertical line has undefined slope. We have another example. We need to find the slope between these 2 points. So we're going to use the formula. Now we're going to label my x1, y1, x2, y2, and we're going to substitute these coordinates in the formula. We got the slope in this example as 0. Let's see what type of line has 0 slope. So we're going to take these 2 points and graph them. So I notice the line that joining these 2 points is horizontal, and notice any point on that line is going to have a y coordinate of 4. So any horizontal line is going to have a 0 slope. Keep in mind, the slope of a vertical line is undefined, and the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Now we have a line whose equation is 4x minus y equal 8, and we need to find the intercepts. So we know the x-intercept is the point where my line intersects the x-axis, and the y-intercept is the point where my line intersects the y-axis. So if I want to find the y-intercept, let x equal 0 in your equation and solve for y. So the y-intercept here is 0, negative 8. And if you want to find the x-intercept, let y equal 0 in your equation and solve for x. So the x-intercept is 2, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, negative 8. Now we can find the slope of this line. Since we have the intercepts, we only need 2 points. Don't forget to label your coordinates with x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we're going to substitute it in the formula of the slope, and we got the slope as 4. We got the slope as 4. Now we're going to tackle the same example in 2 ways. We're going to graph the line 4x minus y using the intercepts, and we're going to find, is that true the slope is 4? And also we're going to tackle it in a different way. So the first way, we're going to solve for y. The first way, we're trying to find the slope. We're going to solve for y. So we got y equal 4x minus 8. So we call this the slope-intercept form. So the slope in our case here is 4, and the y-intercept is negative 8. So notice the slope is 4. Now we're gonna graph the line using the intercepts. So we have 2, 0, 0, negative 8, and let's see if the slope is 4, that's 8, the rise is 8, we're going up by 8 units, that's positive 8, and we're going to the left by 2 units, that's positive 2. Therefore, the slope is 4, and we graph the line using the intercepts. Just take the x-intercept, y-intercept, and join the 2 points you have. Now, we're going to graph another line that goes through 1, negative 3, and with slope of negative 3 over 4. So first of all, we're going to graph the point. Now we're going to use the slope to find another point. Since the rise is negative 3, we're going to go down by 3 units. And since the run is 4, we're going to go to the right by 4 units. Where you stop, plug in another point, join the 2 points, and that's your line. example, we're going to graph y equal to x minus 4. First, we're going to start with the y-intercept, which is 0, negative 4. Now, the rise is 2, so we're going to go up by 2 units. Then the run is 1. We're going to go to the right by 1 unit. Where you stop, plot this point, join the 2 points, and you get your line. Another example, we're going to graph the line y equal negative 4 over 7x. Now here, the y-intercept is the origin. Now the rise is negative 4, so we're going to go down by 4 units. Then the run is 7. We're going to go to the right. Since it's positive, we're going to go to the right by 7 units. Now where do you stop? Plot this point, join the 2 points, and that's your line. Now equation of a line. Now we're going to practice writing equation of. So first of all, keep in mind the 3 formats that we can write a line: the general form, slope-intercept form, and the point-slope form. First of all, write the equation. The first example, write the equation of a line with slope of 6 and y-intercept of negative 2. So we can use the slope-intercept form, then replace the slope and the y-intercept. Don't forget to simplify, and that's all it is. Now we have another example. We need to find the equation of a line passing through the point negative 2, 7 and slope 3. So we're going to start with the point slope form. So we label my point, the coordinates of my point. Now we're just going to replace the points, the coordinates of the point and the slope in the point slope formula. Now, if he wants me to write it in point slope, that's all it is. I can stop here. But if he wants me to write it in slope-intercept form, so I just have to take it one step further. So we need to distribute the 3. Now add 7 to both sides. Therefore, y equal 3x plus 13. And we call this form the slope-intercept form. The slope is 3 and the intercept, the y-intercept is 13. Now another example, we need to write equation of a line passing through these 2 points. First, we need to calculate the slope. So the slope is 5 over 6. Now we're gonna use the point slope formula and choose any point you want and plug in the coordinates of the point and the slope. So you can choose any point of your choice. Now, if he wants me to write it in point slope form, I can stop here. But if he wants me to write it in slope intercept form, I have to continue. So distribute the 5 over 6, add 2 to both sides. Don't forget 2 is the same as 12 over 6. Therefore, this is the slope intercept form. Horizontal and vertical lines. A vertical line is x equal to a number, and a horizontal line is y equal to a number. So if I want to graph x equal -3, notice it's going to be a vertical line that goes through -3. If I want to graph y equal 4, it's going to be a horizontal line that passes through 4. If I want to write the equation of the line that passes through 5, 3 and undefined slope. So undefined slope, it means the line is vertical and passes through 5. So keep in mind the line is vertical and passes through 5. So that's the equation and the graph of the line that passes through 5, 3 and with undefined slope. If I want to write the equation of the line that passes through 8, -2 and 0 slope, so 0 slope, it means my line is horizontal and passes through -2. So that's for slope and line.